understand what I'm
Right,
saying?
this is where they're at, so
Yes.
the level is based on how much they're
Exactly.
willing to let you in. And I think, imagine for some people that first time, it's so, what are you doing?
Yeah,
that
it's very foreign.
I happen to know you, so I trusted you, so I think that's probably why I had such a success. But after just being with you once, they'll see it's just,
Yes.
it's really nice. It's really relaxing, and the shift is amazing. So it supports restful sleep.
Oh yes. In fact, I had another little gal that I treated, and she said, she was the one that said, I've had full-on massages and never felt this relaxed. And she says, I have such a trouble with insomnia. And she emailed me 3 days later and said, I have been sleeping
through
so
the night.
well.
So you got the flow
night.
back going, the vibration going back through.
Well, and you got relaxed.
Yes.
I mean, I think sometimes we even forget to breathe.
I do. I am so guilty of that.
Even if I'm playing Candy Crush, I'm so intense into it. I know, isn't that awful? That's
I have never played Candy Crush just because of that.
Don't.
I won't.
My grandkids.
But I do play 2048. So I do have one game. When I was 16, I used to be addicted to video games. So I made a decision at 16 years old, and that was many, many decades ago, to never play video games again because of that addiction. There were so many other things I want to do more important. But I finally gave in after I got my master's degree and decided to play one game. And I just play it, like when the plane's about ready to descend or ascend, and I just...
Did it hold the same thing for you that it did before?
It is addictive, so I do not want to... There's too many things I want to accomplish that don't involve wasting time with video games. So, but this also helps reduce TMJ.
It actually does, and that's a lot of the relaxing.
Okay.
And with the craniosacral balancing, we
Picture's
do a lot
not
of
as
cranial
good,
work,
but
we hold the head in certain
that'll be good for
positions,
Mom,
the
'cause
jaw,
she'll be freaking out every little line, and
experienced it. And so a lot of those things can do nothing but relax, and it's interesting because when I hold the head, I can see the head moving. It moves in and out. It has its own vibration. Yes.
Yes, just like you're talking about.
The first time I started doing that, I thought, oh dear, what have I done? And so that's kind of what is with the TMJ. It's locked up, and it needs to relax, and it needs to move. And you saw, I don't touch. Your body is doing the healing.
I had such a great, unique experience there. So if someone wanted to have these treatments, how would they reach you or reach?
Well, I'm in a clinic. It's called the, I'm having a little moment. It's Natural Therapeutics Inc. Natural Therapeutics Inc. And my phone number is...
Yeah, go ahead and give me your phone number.
It's 480-655-8888.
480-655-8888. Almost 8s. I love the number 8. Prosperity.
And
I didn't know we were watching this.
You can make an appointment.
I wish there was.
That's
But
exciting. So,
maybe she'll get 10 calls. That'd be good.
Are we? Okay. So, tell us another story.
There's many stories, and like I said, every single one is unique. Going into them, I don't have any idea what's
going to come
about, happen, what's going to come out, and I have a little friend that I treat, and she's got DiGeorge syndrome.
She's got what syndrome?
DiGeorge. What's that? It's one that usually you're born with really. My granddaughter actually has
one of your chromosomes.
You're born with real severe heart. Usually they have to do open heart surgery. Not always, but sometimes. In fact, they thought that's what Candace had.
Okay.
They hadn't even come up with that syndrome yet when she was born. But towards the end of her life, they said she might have had anomalies from several different ones, and that was probably one of them because the granddaughter. I had a granddaughter.
Wow.
Born with it. And they also, they're really quite intelligent and they're really quite brilliant.
And she was.
But, their digestive system sometimes suffers. And anyway, I worked on this little one. She was not eating. She had had surgery and she'd had a really tough colostomy done. And they actually went back in and then they fixed that part. But she still wasn't gaining weight. She wasn't eating. And I gave her a treatment. She was so sweet and so darling through the whole thing and so patient with me. And her mother called me 2 days later and said, oh, she is just eating She is so happy.
So you must feel like a miracle worker.
Oh, I don't. I know the work is coming through me. I'm just
I
so
know.
grateful to
But
be
you
the
get the joy
vessel.
of experiencing it.
Yes,
So
it is a joy.
this is just another really exciting thing, and just another way that, you know, as I said earlier, these universal laws, they're out there. And, you know, like the law of gravity, you don't have to understand it. They just work and you can activate them. And the law of vibration, there's different ways that you can tap into raising that frequency to have the life of your dreams, to have the life that you want. And again, we're not perfect. I mean, literally, we are going to make mistakes every day. And it's okay. Catch more today than you did yesterday.
Exactly.
And it's okay to know that tomorrow we get to wake up and we get to start over. And we get to create the day again. And that's the thing, you know, if we thought that we just had to be perfect every day, I mean, if we were perfect, I think we'd be done on this earth.
Oh.
I mean, really.
And you know, I try to tell people that if someone tells you they have the end-all, answer-all treatment to everything, run the other way as fast as you can, because there isn't one. Everyone has to find what works for them. And we're all at such a different vibration, as you say, that you will find what works for you. You just have to.
And the other thing is hang around people who are vibrating at the level you want to vibrate at. I mean, really, literally. I know it sounds funny, but you if you're around someone who's negative all the time, you can't help but tap into their vibration, and that's going to bring you into that lower frequency. So that's why they say you're going to be, you know, the average of your, you know, 5 closest friends. So if you don't like your life, get some new friends.
Does that work for family and relatives? And all
Well,
that?
you know, you can choose those family members that are. Here's the thing: I have an inner circle of friends that I like their where they're at. You know, where they vibrate, their frequency. And there's friends and family that sometimes you can't get rid of, but you can put them in an outer circle. And sometimes I will just say to them, you know what? You don't have permission to talk to me about that.
Oh, good.
I do.
Good job.
Because, like, if they're always being negative about something I'm doing that I'm really excited about, and it's my dream and my goal, I don't need them. I don't need someone to steal my
I
dream.
like that. You don't have my permission to talk about
Yeah, and
that
I
to
do.
me.
I literally do. I've gone up to people and said, you know what, thank you, but you know what, and unless you've made, you know, $1 million or more in that field, I don't want to hear from you. You're not the expert.
Exactly.
You know? So I kind of demand the vibration to be where I'd like it to be. And I've had to be selective because, you know, I've had some
$1 million in the
crazy things happen in my life. And
Your voice is
so
being
I
recorded too.
chose
Brought you to this vibration.
Yes, I chose to turn that around and change
Yeah,
that vibration.
you know.
And, you know, the universal laws, they work. They're amazing.
Yes, they
And again, just you already have the ability to tap into this, and that's what's exciting about the secret issue of the show, is that we can talk about them. And this season, we're doing the 12 universal laws. So this is just, you know, episode 2. We got 10 more fantastic laws coming up this
And I
season.
loved your last one. I took notes.
Yeah, the law of oneness. That was really amazing, you know, and that one's a lot about forgiveness too. And we talked about, you know, forgiveness and the vibration for that too.
Letting it go.
And they're all kind of interconnected, but, you know, really, forgiving ourselves is probably the number one most important thing. And, you know, forgiving others is really about us. It's not about the other person.
It is.
It's about releasing that negative energy. It's about letting that vibration go so that we can have that higher frequency vibration to have what we want. So it's just interesting. It's just kind of like money. We talked about if you need more money, then give more money. Well, that's the vibration. If your vibration is in that lower frequency where you've got to skimp and save and budget and well, I can't say budget's too bad of a word, but bottom line that you're worried about spending any penny, you know, where you could instead switch that vibration to, you know, giving money so that you can receive. A lot of people think that money is just something you get from your job or your work. What if money could come from many sources? What if you could have multiple streams of income? What if it doesn't have to be that way? What if you didn't have to work hard for your money? I mean, there was a time in my life when I was working 12-hour days and making about $100,000 a year. When I started making $100,000 a month, I was only working 4 hours a day. So we can shift the vibration of hard work to smart work. Work should be something that's fun, that's your passion. So that's what we're talking about today at The Secret Is You, is the law of vibration and changing that vibration to attract into your life what you want. And it's as simple as just grabbing the remote in your TV and switching the channel. And some fun things that we did was bring you in here to talk about some other ways to just help change that frequency with Reiki and craniosacral therapy. Anyway, so here's the thing. Don't forget to go to my website today, and that's thesecretisyou.com. You can type in www, but you don't have to. Just go to thesecretisyou, thesecretisyou.com. Get on my mailing list, and don't forget that we have that promo for you, so that you can actually have my CD series, Attitude is Everything. It's actually a downloadable audio for 50% off today. And by the way, if you have any questions, or maybe just want to be in the show, or you have questions about the content today, just email me at darlene@thesecretisyou.com. And my name is DARLENE at thesecretisyou.com. Especially if you want to be a guest on the show. So today we have a special artist. Her name is Shay Chambers. And, okay, so we have time for like one more quick story. Do you have one more you'd like to share?
You know, I would like to just share how I got into this. Excuse me. When Candace was born, they told us that she would not survive. That we would have to institutionalize her. She would be blind and deaf and be a vegetable. And she was far from that.
Man, she was full of piss and vinegar. Can I say that? She's full of fire and life. And she could see. She did get cancer at a certain time.
She did when she was 10 years old, and lost a kidney to cancer, and she went through quite a lot of surgery and all the chemo and all the radiation and everything. But the thing about Candace was she actually came here to teach us.
And boy,
I did not know anything about Reiki when Candace was on this earth.
Wow.
Which is such a sad thing. But she did bring me to that point, because immediately we started looking for alternatives.
Yes.
Because the medical world was saying, I'm sorry, this is all we can do. Take her home and love her. And I was actually feeding her with putting a tube down her throat into her stomach, which they call gavage, every 3 hours. Now they just put it right in the stomach.
Wow.
And so she was in really not that great a shape. But we got her through, and we got her, on, and she had all these surgeries on her legs because she had such severe club feet. And we got her walking and talking, and she did everything. She was great. But I think that all the things that we learned that she came here to teach us was how I got into what I'm doing now. And I'm so grateful to her for that. And so I just wanted to leave that part of me.
Thank you.
As far as why I got into what I'm doing.
She was amazing.
Yes, she was.
He really, matter of fact, Holly still talks about it all the time.
Your daughter is too. I can't wait to see her again. It's been a while.
Oh my goodness, yeah. She's been married 4 years now.
I know. Isn't that
wow.
exciting? I'm so happy for her. That's wonderful.
Well, thank you for sharing that, and thank you so much. Can you tell the audience one more time how they can reach you? Your phone number is
480-655.
655, and I know the rest, 8888. So I have to remember 655, 480 is the area code here in Arizona, and 8888 is just amazing numbers. In the meantime, we'll be back next week on The Secret Is You. I want you to take care, be blessed, make it a phenomenal week, and as we close out, you go to Shay, SHEA Chambers.com, and check out her song, Little Did I Know, and be blessed. See you again next week at The Secret Is You. Bye-bye.
Bye.